Today is February 8th, 2018. Before we can head to the gym today to train shoulders and traps, we need to do another part of the screen printing process to get our screens ready for when our shirts come in this afternoon so that we can actually print and get this order done today. So the next step in this process is what I like to call final prep. Final prep is basically just getting everything finalized so that your screen is completely ready for you to be able to print with. Take my screen that's been drying overnight and I hold it up to the light and I check the print image to make sure that all of the emulsion has come out where we need it to, and it has. Place it on my light table again, turn on my light. I'll just double check, make sure. Then what you do, you take your block out, it's called block out, or you take some leftover emulsion if you have some like old emulsion. Take a toothbrush, and what I do, it's going to be super thick because of how cold it is, but I get some of it at the end of my toothbrush, like that, like I'm going to brush my teeth, and then I go around the edges where the emulsion's not covering, and I just fill that in. Yeah, we are going to tape off the screen, but you know, sometimes the tape isn't enough to hold back the ink from coming through this open part of the screen. So it's better if you use something to block it all off, just so you don't have to worry about ink coming out through the sides and getting on your shirts, getting in places where it's not supposed to be. Alright, and then the other thing we do, once we've done that, that's kind of like the basic step. The other thing you want to do is hold it up to the light and see if you see any holes or any place that washed out that's not supposed to be washed out. Because again, you don't want holes coming, you don't want ink coming through where you don't want it. So I got a little spot here, like a little dot, so I'm just going to take some of this block out and I'm just going to rub it over that and cover that hole. And I'm going to check the rest of the screen and see, make sure our edges are good. And then I just have to let this dry, the block out, and then it's ready for printing. It's completely sealed, as you can see. No more edges, no more gaps. You can see maybe that little red dot on there. That's where I filled in one of the holes that shouldn't have been there. So now after the screen dries, we can tape it up and we can get ready to run ink through it. See that little bitty pinhole there? If we're not careful, if we leave that, ink will come through that. I use a toothbrush for the thicker edges, but when I get a little fine hole like that, I use a paintbrush tip because it's much easier to control it. Paintbrush, and I just brush right over it, making sure that it's covered, and now no ink will come through there. There you have it. Another screen, final prepped as I like to call it, ready for taping and printing once it dries. That is the final step basically for screen preparation, for prepping the screens for printing. Now once that dries, all we have to do is then we can tape up the screens, and I'll show you that a little bit later, and then it's ready to run ink through it. So the only thing we got to do is prepare our boards outside, our printing boards, glue those. I'll do that when I get back from the gym. Once all that's done, then I just have to wait for my inventory for my shirts to come that I ordered, and once they get here, then we can run this order and get it knocked out, and you'll be able to see the rest of that process. That is it. That's how you prep a screen for printing. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope it's been educational. If you have any comments, leave them below. But now we're going to get ready and we're going to head out so that we can train some shoulders and some traps today. A little after 9 o'clock at the gym. Amazing shoulder workout coming in 3, 2, 1. Time for some honesty. That was not the awesome shoulder workout that I wanted it to be or anticipated it to be. I was so pumped, so excited to get in there and do shoulders. My shoulder tightness, the pain in my shoulder, just all that stuff wouldn't go away as I was warming up, and so it just mentally took me out of the workout. And I couldn't get back into it. The battery on the camera started to die. It was one of those workouts that's just not what you want it to be. But you know what? I still got work done. I still got stuff done. And, you know, those are the ones you just got to push through. You know, these workouts happen. But it's not going to stop me from pushing forward into my goals, to seeing my shoulder fully restored. Been to a lot of people. Tried a lot of different techniques, and as of yet, it just hasn't fully unlocked yet, but it's been feeling better. I feel like my range has been getting better. I'm just going to keep pushing forward, and we shall see where things end up. So first thing we need to do is need to add the glue to our pallets for the shirts. So we're going to take care of that here. Got your adhesive. It's basically like a glue, kind of looks like Elmer's glue, like watered down Elmer's glue. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna spread it on your pallet. Like that, get a fair amount on there. And then you're gonna take like whatever, squeegee, I don't know, whatever you wanna call it. And you're just gonna spread it out. Make sure you evenly coat it. You want to make sure you get it good and coated all over so you won't have any issues. So our boards are coated. We're going to let those dry for a while. So next step that we have is we need to tape up our screens. Now yes, we did coat them with the block out and stuff, but it's still a good idea to tape the screens just so you don't have ink coming through. We're gonna take our tape, we're gonna measure out a piece that fits across the bottom, cut it. We're just gonna pop that on like that. Put a piece there. Okay, so then we flip over the screen, and then just like with the other, we're just gonna get our tape. And we're just gonna place it in the inside here, ensuring to tape off all of that edge so that ink won't get in through there. Alright, there you go. Screen is taped off. See that? Taped off front and back so the ink's not going to come through. That screen is ready for ink and for printing. Got the empty thing here. Just gonna take the screen, something like that. Bring it down. Now we got those registration marks, the center marks that we made. This is why we made them, because we want to line this up. See our mark lined up right on it. And we just have to tape off those registration marks. See, it's taped off. So I'm just gonna let the boards dry a little bit more and let the conveyor dryer over there continue to heat up, and then we'll be ready to print. Do I look super exhausted? Because mentally I feel like it, but I feel a little better. I got a meal in. I didn't film it, but it was grass-fed ground beef. It was zucchini noodles from the video, episode 21, that I'm actually rendering right now. Butter, sauerkraut, guacamole. So that was the meal. I ate that. It felt good. I feel a little better mentally. I was pretty exhausted. Let's head out to the garage and let's get this order printed. So our next step is going to be to load our screen over here with some ink. So now, one of the most important things to do is to do a test print. I'm going to do a test print just to make sure that your screen is good, that you don't have any holes, that there's no unexpected surprises within your print. Here we go. First test print pass. Get our ink flowing through the screen. Oops. So you get some ink moving. Alright, so we touch it, make sure that it's dry to the touch. It is. And now we can put our second coat down. But I'm not going to do that since this is a test print. But that's where we need it. So we send that over to the dryer, or the flash dryer. While that's going, we load our next shirt. Shirt is loaded. There you go. Send that one over. So that took just about an hour or so. It's not too bad. I mean, it was only 20 shirts, front and back, 2 passes on each side, so you're looking at about 80 prints in about an hour. Not too bad, but certainly not the fastest that I can do or the most efficient, but they're done. We didn't have any mistakes, any misprints, any issues, any mess ups. So now we just fold the shirts and they're ready for the client. There you go, there's the finished product. That is it. I mean, come on, you were watching the whole time. Why didn't you tell me I hadn't adjusted my boards yet? You gotta help me out here.